Hi everyone, this is Kassie, and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of November 15 to November 21st. Today we are using the Mini Rider-Waite Tarot, which is a miniature-sized version of the world's most popular tarot deck. It's good to have when you're traveling, for instance, or if you want to always have a tarot deck in your bag, in case you need it. You can always check last week's energies by clicking the link above if you want to compare and see how things are shifting from one week to another. And if you are looking for a more personal consultation, you can always reach me on my website www.kassiekai.com. But let's see what this week has in store for us. For Aries, last week we had the King of Pentacles, and this week it's the Four of Wands. This week comes with a reward for you. The Four of Wands marks the completion of a stage and the moment when you stop to take a break and celebrate a victory, which doesn't have to be a big thing, a big victory. It could be something small, a small goal that you achieved. But the pleasure you will get from that, you will get much pleasure from that. And you had the King of Pentacles last week, which means that there must be a male which is part of this victory, played a role, helped you, or somehow he participated in your plans or in a relationship. Someone helped you or will help you achieve a goal, and you will work together in a harmonious way. The Four of Wands is a fire card, and it's very compatible with your energy. Because you're a fire sign, that's why this week you will feel very energized and inspired. And although the Four of Wands is a card of pause, as a fire card it promotes action. That's why you will take action and do things you hesitated to do in previous weeks, and things will speed up. Changes and developments will happen more easily, spontaneously. On this week you will be working on a major goal or for a very special occasion, and you're about to pass to the next level as the initial phases seem to be completed. Other people will also be involved. This four shows the involvement and participation of people who will agree with what you want to do and will support you, and together you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. One way or another, you will celebrate your relationships and your achievements this week, and you will try to maintain a lifestyle that favors security and stability. A financial matter or a matter of property will be successfully resolved, and there might be some sort of celebration for that reason. The Four of Wands is Venus in Aries, and Venus had an affair with Mars, who's the ruler of Aries. That's why expect that love matters will be intense this week, and if you are single, the Four of Wands means that someone is coming to you. New connections are favored under this energy, and new meetings will be characterized by strong attraction and sexual energies. You may meet a new person at a restaurant or a party or between friends, and with the King of Pentacles you had, it's very possible that they will be an earth sign, a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus. But if you are already in a relationship or you are interested in someone, this four suggests that you will decide to take another step and enter a new stage in your relationship. The Four of Wands can also be about organizing parties or about homecomings, about welcoming guests in your home. That's why this will be probably a busy week socially, and you will connect with people and you will experience very warm and pleasant energies. You will feel loved, appreciated, so that's a good week for you, Aries. For Taurus, we had the Two of Pentacles last week, and this week it's the Three of Cups. This week you will notice that the third element is coming into play, As from the Two of Pentacles you had last week, you get this 3 that shows something new coming into your life. That can be a new person or something that you were not aware of before, but in any case, the 3 of Cups is a very pleasant energy, especially when it comes to connecting with other people. The 3 of Cups is the card of friendship, and if there has been a contrast last week, something that made you feel a little reserved and guarded towards another, this week it will be resolved in a harmonious way, and there might be a celebration for that. Now, if you have a particular person in mind, someone you feel attracted to, but you haven't yet expressed your feelings or they haven't expressed theirs, it is advisable not to make a major move this week because your connection needs to grow a little more. Like I said, the 3 of Cups is the friendship card, and romantic feelings might not be there yet. Maybe it's too soon, maybe you just met them, or their pace is slower than yours. It's best to focus on nurturing the relationship and allow it to grow without any pressure. It appears that you are at the very early stages anyway, and developments will follow in the coming weeks, but for now, try to enjoy your interaction and let it develop naturally. Also, try not to enter into a sexual liaison with another who doesn't share your relationship goals. The 3 of Cups can sometimes indicate a libertine attitude towards sex, so if you are looking for more than just sex, you may want to be a little cautious at this stage. Since the Two of Pentacles and Twos in general show some hesitation or ambiguity, if you're having doubts about a friend, you are probably right, and there might be someone who wears the guise of a friend but who doesn't have your best interest at heart. It could be a female, since the 3 of Cups is associated with women, and that person may try to block you in some way. So trust your intuition when it comes to friends this week. The 3 of Cups is Mercury in Cancer, and that means you will be more intuitive when it comes to your communications, and you will find that things are calming down if there has been an argument with someone. This week, things will get back on track. But at the same time, you may find that you don't want to talk much about your feelings at the moment, and that you prefer to retreat and get in touch with your inner needs, which might help you make sense of something you are going through now, or it may help you heal emotional wounds. For Gemini, we had the 4 of Swords, and now it's the 4 of Wands. Last week, you might have decided to take a break from a situation, and this week with the 7 of Wands, it appears that you try again to have something or someone to pursue them again, but resistance seems to arise, and maybe you become so involved with the fact that you don't have that person or that thing, that the more you try, the farther you get from your goal, which probably means that there's a pattern you need to break here. And you feel very passionate about going after what you want, but if you are not careful, you will just go around in circles. You may feel that everyone's against you and that you have to defend your position no matter what, and you will probably get too defensive. You may even decide to give someone an ultimatum, or someone else may give an ultimatum to you, and you will probably find that very unfair. It's very important at this stage to be aware of why you are doing the things that you're doing and the purpose behind your actions. You don't want to attack anyone unnecessarily, but you shouldn't accept another's attack either. You don't want to drain your energy under this influence because too much resistance could exhaust you, or if you are the one resisting, that could exhaust another who's the recipient of your actions. The Seven of Wands is a fire card, and it can energize and strengthen the energy of last week. And the Four of Wands is actually Mars in Leo, which means that your words, your actions, and your presence will make a strong impression this week. You will have great self-confidence, you believe you are right. Just make sure you have the goods to back up your plans, your ideas, and anything you will do will come with a great pride. Make sure that whatever you do is for the right reasons, because if it's not, you will find that other people or the person you are interested in is very opposed to what you're trying to do, and they will block you in every turn. Under this influence, you will want to put yourself and your needs first, which is okay as long as you don't become too self-centered or uncompromising, not taking into account another's needs and expectations. Your sex drive will be on fire this week. Expect some very intense sexual encounters or attraction. Someone may decide to express their feelings to you, which at this stage seems to be mostly sexual, physical. For instance, you may have an argument with your partner that ends up in hot sex. In any case, if you find that you are under attack this week, try to keep a defensive stance, maybe for a week or so, until energies start to shift again. For Cancer, we had the Two of Swords last week and now the Six of Wands. The compromise or agreement you made last week will bring a moment of success this week, and you may eventually be able to make a final decision. That will make you feel hopeful and optimistic about the progress of your plans, and your efforts will be recognized as a win-win situation will manifest. It's very important to keep moving forward and keep taking action, because you need to maintain this momentum. And at this stage, momentum is building up, even if you feel a little uncomfortable under this energy. Because the Six of Wands is a fire card and you're a water sign, you will still feel the urge to take action, to move, to get what you want. The Two of Swords must have caused you to feel a little indecisive, but with the Six of Wands you will feel very differently this week, very confident and energetically very charged. Or you will notice that another is feeling that way, which means that if someone around you has been slow and reluctant to take action, this week the energy is changing and things are starting to move forward at last. The Six of Wands is Jupiter in Leo, and Leo is a leader. So you may have to lead a situation in your personal or professional life. The only thing you need to be aware of is that you should not overdo it. You should not overpressure a situation or overreact, because Jupiter is expansive. And in Leo, at times it means too much ego or too much unnecessary action. And sixes in general represent balance, and that's why it's important to strive for harmony in your interactions or in your communications, since the Two of Swords you had last week points to communications mostly. So for instance, if you decide to reach out to someone, wait until they respond to your message before you send another. If you're wondering how another feels about you, it's clear that there's a strong attraction. They really like you, they feel drawn to you, they feel you're amazing, but it hasn't reached the point for them to have deeper feelings yet. So if you're looking for something more, something deeper, try to be a little patient and let things develop. Events that have started between July 22 and August 1st may somehow be completed this week, or what happened back then may have an influence in the current happenings. For Leo, the card was the Eight of Swords last week and the Four of Cups now. You will feel more stable and calmer this week, as what appeared to be a dead end or a trap will start shifting now. Not in a very drastic way, mind you, because the Four of Cups is slow. It's a water card, a passive card. that clashes a little with your fiery energy, since you want to get things done as fast as possible. However, force gives stability in any situation. That's why this week you will be able to see things from a more balanced perspective. Think of force like a four-legged table that's very solid and stable and provides a strong basis to build upon or to rest for a while and then think about what your next steps will be. And yes, there might be some dissatisfaction with what is being offered. So it's not that you get what you want yet, but you are entering a more positive stage. And you may feel that there's a situation in your life that appears to be stuck, but you are not yet ready to change. There is some sort of comfort in it, and you are thinking that if you end it, you might later regret it. While there must be someone in your life who's feeling okay with things as they are, and that's why they are not making moves to change things, while you do want change, but you can't see how that can happen at this stage and under the current energies. The Four of Cups is Moon in Cancer. You will definitely feel more emotional this week, and you will feel the need to emotionally nurture and support others, but that need will be strong in you as well. You will want to be nurtured and supported. And that's why you will feel disappointed if another fails to live up to your expectations, or if what they give emotionally is much less than you expect. This energy will bring up desires for something safe and secure, and for that reason you will probably feel very protective of your heart, of your feelings, and you may even decide to establish some new boundaries, because fours are about boundaries too. This will be a week of reevaluation because you are not happy with what you have or with how things are, but at the same time you aren't considering alternative options. It looks like a phase that nothing is really satisfying, but this energy will shift very soon, so it's important to take a look around you. You may be surprised to see there are more interesting offers than you think. For Virgo, we had the Queen of Pentacles last week, and now it's the Hierophant. There's something that's getting more serious or more official this week. The Queen of Pentacles you had points to practical matters, but also matters that have to do with how secure and trusting you can be in a relationship. And these are both earth cards, which means very compatible to your own energy. So the development and the results you will get this week will satisfy you. Energies are still slow, but that's not really a problem. It appears that you find yourself in a situation that can't shift very fast or very drastically anyway, so it's one step at a time, as you are building something really solid for the future. What may surprise you this week is that you may get an apology or a confession, and that's a very common manifestation of the Hierophant, and that apology or confession may come from a person of an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn. Also, you will find an ally these days, and a very powerful one at that. Someone who either holds a position of power or someone who has a very strong spiritual aura, and they are wise and trustworthy, and there will be guidance or help. The result of your connection with this powerful being will be a contract or an official agreement that will be particularly beneficial for you. This person can initiate you into a group or give you access into a group, which can be professional, social, or related to studies, because the Hierophant is associated with education. This week it's important to remain conservative, to follow the beaten path. Keep in mind that's not the time for innovation or big risks. Try to do the right thing in your relationships, and you will find that if you do that, others will respond in a positive way. Now, if someone has been stubborn and rigid, as the Hierophant can be in his negative manifestation, that's because they are feeling under pressure and they are trying to defend themselves. Especially if we're talking about a relationship that's a little unconventional and out of the societal standards, in which case it's best that you let them come to terms with the situation and let them come to you. For Libra, we had the 8 of Pentacles, and this week it's the King of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles that you got last week and the King of Pentacles you have for now are both cards of work. And that means you need to work with someone to get something done. Now, that's not necessarily related to work or financial matters, since Pentacles usually involve such issues, but it could be a personal relationship, for instance, that needs your effort and your attention to progress or to be fixed. Too much earth energy can make a situation very slow or hard to change. So perhaps you are dealing here with someone who's resisting change, or someone who's not really active, or who's absent one way or another, an ex for instance. And with this combination, if you want them back, you should see it with them. There will be a tendency to talk too much about it with others, even with strangers. And the risk is that you may get bad advice. Since this person may be unresponsive at the moment, whatever you want to happen, you should refrain from pursuing contact with them, because their lack of response might make you feel really bad. What you can do at this stage, and Pentacles' earthy energy will help you with that, is to try to love yourself instead. Do things for you, whatever the reasons why they left are. If you seem to be ready to do anything for them to return, you will look desperate, and the likeliness of them coming back will decrease by the same amount. Learn how to live with yourself again. If you feel lonely, enjoy new activities. If your home reminds you of them, go out and meet new people. The goal isn't to forget them or to move on. It's to find a purpose without them, or even a person to be with them again. And that's the work required here. Whether they will return to you or not, and whatever were the reasons to leave in the first place, the energy of this week will show you that you don't need them. You had a life before meeting them, and there is no reason to believe that you can't have one now. Your sadness is likely to make you want to go to places and to practice activities that remind you of them. That's the energy of this combination, but you should resist and do the opposite. Go out of your comfort zone, or you'll build a prison of sadness and false hope. If you really try to live by yourself, it will be considerably less painful for you, and you will look more attractive to other people, to new people, but also to them. So this will be a week to break a pattern if that pattern is holding you back. For Scorpio, we had the Ace of Swords last week, and this week it's the World. Since the World came up for you again 2 weeks ago, it appears that something in your life runs in a loop, so that the same things are repeated again and again. You probably tried to break the circle last week with the Ace of Swords, and that's a very powerful and disruptive card, but it feels that something happened or something didn't happen, and you find yourself at the same stage again, the same circle. And what's interesting is that you are thinking of ending something again. The World is completion, but since the energy of the Ace is still around, clarity, truth, and honesty provide the potential to take something to the next level or see it through to completion in a more beneficial way. And also you're considering a new direction, and you do have an idea of where this new direction will take you. You may be dealing with a long-distance relationship that has some serious ups and downs these days, and you may even be planning to travel and resolve some of those issues face-to-face, which is actually a very good idea, if you can do it. because that will open up new possibilities, options that you didn't know were there before. And maybe you will find yourself thinking that there's a situation that has gone as far as it could go, and it is now time to graduate, so to speak, to the next level. Maybe it has been a long and complex journey, and you now know where you're heading. Since there seems to be a tendency now to go back and forth, this week try to finish what you started. Stick to your decisions, as the next stage is already waiting for you. The good news is that the timing is now perfect for what you are trying to achieve. So try to make the most of this energy. Don't hesitate, don't postpone. The world is associated with the planet Saturn, the planet that teaches us lessons. Keep in mind the lessons you've learned in the last few months, and don't ignore the signs, good or bad, as that's what will give you the best guidance at this stage. Connect with your own world, with what makes you feel comfortable, at home, and try to fight a tendency to do everything perfect, as that will probably cause delays and maybe another repeat, which isn't what you want. For Sagittarius, the card for last week was the Magician, and now it's the Two of Wands. You will feel extremely strong this week, as if there's nothing you can do. Both the Magician you had last week and the Two of Wands are cards of power, which means that if someone has tried or is trying to deceive you, you can easily see through their lies and deception, but what's best is that you will take action against them or action to protect yourself. The energy of these two is very similar to that of the Magician, although it's not as strong, but that means that you have nothing to fear if another is trying to intimidate you, and you can respond with equal force and strength. The Two of Wands will ask you to make a decision this week, a decision you probably have already made, but it remains that you bring it to your conscious awareness and to take action on it. Wands are cards of action, and they hate hesitation and procrastination. But the energy of twos always brings some uncertainty. So try to be gentle with yourself if you still have second thoughts about something. Very soon you will have another offer anyway, another option that will catch your attention, and then you will really feel unstoppable. Just keep in mind that comparison between dissimilar objects is illogical. And that means if you have a tendency to compare yourself with another, please know that you are neither superior nor inferior to anybody. Each and everybody have their merits as well as demerits. No one is perfect. This week you will realize that the world is beautiful, that life is short and time is precious. The energy of the Two of Wands will help you see in what ways your life is yours. You will have to decide whether you cannot afford wasting your time in hesitation or to accept the challenge of life. The Two of Wands is Mars in Aries. Your desires, competition, and sex drive will be very strong this week, and you can actually use this energy to get what you want. Mars is a warrior, and in Aries he's in his element, which means that much can be accomplished this week. Be a little cautious, as this kind of energy can also make you very direct but also hurtful. So make sure you don't say something you will later regret. Think twice before you speak. Also, it's very possible that you will attract a strong and charming Aries, or you will have dealings with people of that sign. For Capricorn, we had the Six of Swords, and now it's the Seven of Cups. With the Six of Swords you had last week, maybe you decided to move on from a difficult and stressful situation and to explore a new destination that seemed to be more promising, and maybe that worked for you, because the Seven of Cups this week shows you exploring several different and new options. And that's good. But keep in mind that not all options will be good. which means that you should avoid jumping blindly into situations, especially if those situations are confusing, since you are now entering unknown territory. It's important that you don't give in to temptation, seduction, or addiction, and try to see things realistically, because under this influence it's easy to fall into illusions or wishful thinking. Stick to the facts and make decisions accordingly. Avoid dreaming about something that isn't there. If there's a new love interest in your life, try not to fall in love too fast, and don't have too high expectations straight away, or you will have a feeling that you are walking on air. This week you will probably try to do much and probably most of it not very well. For that reason you may feel overwhelmed by too much going on, and things may feel disorganized and chaotic, as there are numerous and conflicting desires. Choose just a few of the many things that are on your plate and work through them one by one, carefully and methodically. With the Seven of Cups, expect that a situation or a person will be rather confusing, and you can't really rely on them at the moment, maybe because they too are exploring their options, or maybe they are lost in too many possibilities and they haven't really made a decision. The Seven of Cups is Venus in Scorpio, and that's a very intense energy when it comes to sexuality, intimacy, and you will find that this week you'll see deep emotional connections. Just make sure that you are looking for those connections in the right places. For Aquarius, the Six of Wands was the card of last week, and this week we have the Emperor. Last week it was the Six of Wands that must have manifested as action and fast developments, and now the Emperor points to someone, probably a male, of a fire sign, most likely Aries, who are rather stubborn and set in their ways. Someone who does think of you, but he's more concerned with himself at the moment. He has some soul searching going on, for instance, or personal work, and he must address it before he can address his outside relationships. And maybe you will find that this person is prepared to do battle for whatever they want, and they will probably win any argument. So maybe it's not so wise to get into conflicts or arguments with them, especially when it comes to how they do things a certain way, as probably they won't be willing to open up and explain themselves. Don't be surprised if there's not much emotion there at the moment, just a strong will, a sharp mind, some stubbornness like I said. However, you will probably find that this same person seems to be rather protective of you in a very strange way, in their own way, and they want to help you in some way, even if their methods are not exactly aligned with yours. Meaning that you probably see a situation from different angles, or you want different things, or you have different expectations that they can't fulfill in this moment. But the more you question, pressure, or try, the more you will push them away. They are not ready to offer what you have in mind, but they will probably come back when they're ready. The Six of Wands you got before does show a wish that's being realized. So perhaps the right timing isn't there yet. That's why your priority now should be to decide whether or not you want to wait or invest your time and energy. Subconsciously, they are trying to find a way to connect with you, but what you will see on the surface is that they are more preoccupied with their own goals or maybe with business matters. Even if you feel compelled to act, turn your focus and your actions to yourself. Try not to let your feelings rule your head now. You can tap into the Empress energy and connect with the core of your own power. For Pisces, we had the Page of Swords and now it's the Queen of Cups. The Page of Swords that you got last week shows that your mental faculties must have been sharp last week, and there must have been thoughts about the situation that concerns you. Intense thoughts. However, maybe you haven't been able to find the solution or the answer you were seeking then, as this page does show some immaturity, or maybe you felt you lost your power when something happened and you felt hurt or unappreciated, and emotions kicked in, and those emotions seem to get particularly intense this week, so you will continue dealing with last week's issue. The Queen of Cups is a card of love and feelings, and it basically shows that feelings about your personal relationships will be in your focus this week. A water sign person, a Scorpio, a Cancer, or Pisces, will play a significant role in your life, and there might be a serious conversation with them about the future and the course of a relationship, a conversation you should have had a long time ago, but for one reason or another that wasn't possible. The combination of these two cards indicates that the level of maturity of people involved in this relationship isn't the same, and maybe that's where you should try to find the answers you seek as to why a certain person is acting in a way that you don't expect or you don't understand. It appears there's a difference, a contrast when it comes to how you express your thoughts to each other, and that could lead to misunderstandings. However, the Queen of Cups is a gentle energy, and under this influence it will be easier to find common ground with another, despite your differences, and in fact, this week you will be given the chance to heal a past hurt that probably happened in the recent past. You will find that another has positive, romantic feelings for you. However, it's important not to idealize anyone and to see your situation realistically, without rose-tinted glasses. If you find yourself obsessing over someone, that's a sign that your emotions can get you in trouble. Trust your logic and don't let feelings cloud your vision. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of November 15 to November 21st. I hope you enjoyed them, and I will see you next week. Have a fantastic week.